India is the second most populated country in the world. It contains extreme differences in dialect, ethnicity, religion, and culture. It also has very great disparity in socioeconomics. The diversity in this nation is astounding, with both the millionaire and the destitute, the Christian, the Hindu, and the Muslim. What may be most shocking is that not a single nation on earth even compares to the overwhelming human needs of India. One of these great needs is the health of the Indian population. Obviously, there are many needs I would greatly like to see addressed, one of which is their spiritual need for Christ. However, here I will be discussing the different aspects of health, including child's health, female health, effects of poverty on health, and the provision of healthcare. The health of children in India does not differ much from other undeveloped countries, but because 31% of India's population is under the age of 15, I see child health as a very important factor when considering the overall health of India. There are three main causes of death among children in India. The first ones on the list are neonatal deaths. These are deaths that occur during or right after birth, such as birth complications, asphyxia, sepsis, and many more. The second is diarrhea. This results in death for many children in developing countries because of their loss of fluids that cause major dehydration. The third is acute respiratory diseases, which include pneumonia and other lung diseases which prevent the child from getting enough oxygen into their system. Indian children also suffer from many other heart-wrenching circumstances. Of the 400 million children in India, 35 million are orphans. Many of these are abandoned. There are a staggering 3 million children living on the streets in India. Many of the children who are abandoned are girls, mainly because of India's idea of male dominance. Because of male dominance, women's health in India looks much different than men's health. One major difference is the sexual abuse experienced by girls and women. India still practices the temple prostitution, and many girls are also trafficked into forced marriage and sex work. In all developing countries, maternal mortality is a huge factor in women's health. Unsafe abortions cause the death of many women. The reason for having an unsafe abortion, in contrast to having a safe abortion, is that women are either forced into it or they choose to have it themselves in order to not let it be publicly known that they had to have an abortion. If it is made known, they may very well be cast out of society. HIV and AIDS are also major causes of maternal death in many developing countries. Only two countries still highly practice the sex-selective abortions, China and India. Most families in these countries want to have boys, who will become the dominant ones in society and in the home. Therefore, girls are sometimes aborted. With the ultrasound becoming more common, sex-selected abortions are also becoming more common. India is now experiencing a 35 million deficit of girls in their population. Concerning the poor, I have already mentioned, when discussing child health, that impoverished communities experience greater needs. The poor are also likely to experience lack of clean water and sanitation. They are often affected by overpopulation, causing families to not have enough food to properly feed their children, bringing underweight and malnourishment. India's urban slums are filling up because of the poor communities' growth. Slums contain up to hundreds of millions of India's poorest people. People of the lower caste system as well experience discrimination, leading to landless farm laborers and debt slavery. As for provisions of healthcare, certain organizations are trying to experiment with different options. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, partnered with the Government of India to provide programs for various health issues. Included in this list are a couple of programs that are addressing two of the top 10 of India's most leading causes of death, HIV/AIDS and tuberculosis. A few other programs address the issues of immunization, foodborne infections, influenza, and other non-communicable diseases. The World Health Organization, abbreviated as WHO, have also done much in the effort to inform about and improve India's health. In one article called "The Cost of Universal Healthcare in India," they tell that healthcare for each individual would cost around 1,700 Indian rupees per capita per year. This is the equivalent to about $38. Even though the average income per person in India is equivalent to $3,280, many would not be able to afford this health care, because hundreds of millions of Indians are destitute and live much lower than this average estimate. The only reason the average income is calculated as being so high is because of the few who make millions of dollars per year. Another project of WHO, along with the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, is a country cooperation strategy. They created this article in 2012 to help improve India's health and equity. The article discusses the challenges of healthcare in India and how to implement their strategic agenda. In conclusion, you can see it is difficult to find a good healthcare system for everyone in such a diverse nation. Child health, female health, and the effect of poverty are all important to know in order to change healthcare in India for the better. There are other healthcare concerns. These I have produced here are only a select few. My heart goes out to this nation with its great human needs. I pray that it will be not such a nation for long, but will find their perfect healing from the Healer of all people who follow him, Jesus Christ.